Here we have Marshal Sundown from Chicken Fried Toys, part of their new Cops N Crooks 1/18 scale action figure line. And I have been waiting a long time, and if you pre-ordered this, you have been waiting a long time. And even if you haven't pre-ordered this, you have been waiting a long time for this figure. I actually have lost track. I know it's over a year at this point, and that's not a dig at Chicken Fried Toys, because there has been some issues. In fact, there are current issues. There are some of us who actually got this figure a little bit early, not really early. So a quick story is this figure kind of got stuck in China after production. It couldn't get brought over because of the current world things going on, and it kind of got stuck over there. And Chicken Fried Toys had already quite a while ago special, I think it was air-shipped a pile of these things, 50, 70, 80 of these figures to take to a convention. And he was going to kind of hold on to what was left over for a while, but then he decided to send them out to people who had pre-ordered, I think, if I understood it, kind of like the first ones from 1, 2, 3, and so forth down to order. So that's how, if you've seen this figure pop up online here or there sometimes, that's where these figures are coming from. This is leftover stock from a convention that Chicken Fried Toys was at and was selling them. Was it DFW or Joe? I don't even remember now. Was it late last year? Early? I don't even remember. If someone knows, you can correct me in the comments. But the bottom line is, here is a look at Marshal Sundown from Chicken Fried Toys. That was my long intro that you probably got bored with. But I would just want to say, most of us have probably seen this card art before, because Chicken Fried Toys had this card art printed on just some paper, some photo printer paper, I think it was, and has had it at conventions so you could kind of see what it would look like. I'm going to flip this card around so we can look at the back, and we've got a cross sale. Not explicit cross sale. They're all shadowed, but you have an idea of who they are. We have the cops up here, we have the crooks down here, Sergeant Longarm, Leadfoot, Specialist Taser, Heavyweight, those are the good guys. We have Buttons McBoom Boom, and Jerko Berserko for the bad guys. Down here, you've got a bio card for Marshal Sundown. I'm not going to read it to you or anything right now, but let's see if I can bring it close. And let's pop on this overhead light right there. We'll get it focused in. And if you want to take a pause right now, you could do that and read. And let's, that's cool. Here's a bunch of thank yous over here and just some legal information, right? So I like this packaging. I'm not an inbox mint on card collector at all. I like to open things. So guess what it's time for? The time that you have been boredly waited for. Let's say boredly. You've been boredly waiting for this, right? Let's go. Let's open this Marshal Sundown. And here he is, and I am excited, and I know all of you will be excited soon, because I have heard that there is some movement happening with these figures on the Chinese side of things. I don't know if I heard if they're actually on the water yet, or if they're just starting to move into that position to get shipped over here. But for anyone who has pre-ordered or actually has been wanting to order, you really all should be pre-ordering instead of waiting till they're in stock. If you want this thing, you want it. And so you should just get in pre-order, because that, for a smaller company like Chicken Fried Toys, that really helps, especially in the way they do business, is if you can pre-order, and just it's pretty cool. One thing I will point out before I go any further is I did check all these joints. It's not a bad idea when you're getting a figure from, say, somebody like Chicken Fried Toys, to check the joints, be very careful, and if you need to, heat them up or use hot water, just to make sure nothing breaks, because it'd be very disappointing to buy a brand new figure, get it in the mail, get super excited, rip that package open, and then you bend an arm or a leg and snap, there it goes. So I checked all these joints first, and I just make sure I did or didn't need to heat them up, and everything seemed to work pretty well out of the package, but your mileage may vary. So let's take a peek here at these accessories. He comes with a light blue Chicken Fried Toys. I can't talk today. Apparently I'm having a skill issue. But a Chicken Fried Toys figure stand, and it's light blue. I said that. 3 pegs. I like this color. I don't know if this is the color for the Cops N Crooks line going forward, or if you're going to get cops with light blue, and maybe the crooks will have maybe a red, different color, looking here on the package, maybe yellow. I don't know how it's going to be. We'll find out. He comes with 2 guns because he's a Marshal and he's Sundown and he needs these types of guns. I'm not even going to try to pronounce what they are. I'm just talking while I pick this thing up. This is his badge, and I think I've got it correctly. That's his badge, and if you want, you could attach it to his chest. I don't know if you could attach it to the hat. Oh, I'm going to look like an idiot here. I think that's the front. I don't know if you could actually attach this to the front. I know I've slowed down here because I am curious. I don't know if this is the front. I probably should find that out. Shoot, that might actually be the front. So no, you can't. But you could attach it to him. Here is the hat that I was discussing and trying to figure out which way is which. But I'm pretty confident that that's the front. And the big tall end is the back. It's a cool looking hat. I want to put it on him so bad. There we go. Marshal Sundown with his hat. Now, it makes sense that this was the first Cops figure they produced because, as you know, if you do know, Chicken Fried Toys creates and makes Western-based 1/18 scale, 4-inch-ish Western figures. And they do a great job. They look really good. And Marshal Sundown is probably more of a Western-themed type of figure than he was in the original cartoon. And I'm not sure what exactly that is. I could take a few guesses. Maybe there's licensing, like maybe they don't have the ability to copy the original outfit directly, or maybe it's just a little bit easier. Maybe this allows for more reuse in the parts because someone like Chicken Fried Toys does heavily rely on reuse, and that makes some sense. This is flapping, I noticed right here. Let's see, I hadn't tried taking his head off. So his head will pop off, and you could take the bandana off, and he could be, without the bandana. You could take this portion off, and he could starting to look a little bit more plain if you wanted that, but we don't. At least I don't. Oh, look at this. I didn't even notice this. Wow, that's interesting. So you could actually have taken this off without removing the head. It just fits right there around, but you can't do that with a bandana. We'll leave that on. And we'll pop his head back on. There we go. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't realize you could just pop that sucker right on off. That's kind of a neat, quick, removable, is it secondary? Is that what they call it in the official terminology? He has all the same articulation as the other Chicken Fried Toys Western figures. He's got a hinge and a rotation at the shoulder, a hinge and rotation at the elbow, a hinge and rotation at the wrist, and it looks like these are red wrist cuffs, and they can slide around. They can pop off if you remove the hands. There is a ball joint at the waist. Nothing else up here except for the head is on a ball joint, moves back and forth all over the place. If you want him to lean forward, that's about it. If you want him to lean back, yeah, you could do that. Yeah, he leans forward a little bit better than I thought. If you want him to do the splits, he can go about this far. He does have this gun belt, holsters, and ammo. But, yeah, he can go about that far if you want him to sit. Well, this figure of mine, I noticed, is about like that, and I'm not quite sure why. The ball joint on the left side seems to be, I don't know, a little odd. Like this right leg, I can kind of rotate back and forth. The left one, I guess I can a little bit, but when it comes to lifting the leg, I don't know if you can hear that. It squeaks and only goes up so far. This right leg, it squeaks a little bit, but not nearly as much. So I'm going to have to tear this figure apart and take a look and see what is going on. Because, yeah, it stops right there, whereas this one goes up. Quite the interesting difference. Double pin knee. He can almost spur his own rear end because he's got these spurs and he's got... Oh, shoot, I lost it. I know what these are called, chaps. His chaps kind of stick back a little bit. He can almost spur and chap his own rear end right there. His feet, his ankles, his boots do have a rotation. I'm sure there is a hinge in there as well. But because of the chaps, the legs, and how far, it's a little bit difficult to get him to go back real far. We can get him to go forward about that far, really. Yeah, about that far. Okay. I mean, that's it. Yeah. It's what it is. His guns will slide right down in these here holsters, but they do not. Oh yeah, there they go. Little bit of a push and ooh, that hurt. Watch that piece right there. Is this the hammer? That pokes and that hurts. But you can take it. Let's see. The package says these are for adults ages 25 plus, so you better not be hurting over a little pinprick. Not allowed. Get the hat back on him. Here we are, Marshal Sundown. Is a nice figure, and I'm excited because these are starting to get delivered, and I know more of you who haven't gotten this but have pre-ordered this, or who haven't pre-ordered, shame on you, that want to still order it. I know that it's going to be coming. I've heard the news that it is on its way in one way, shape, or another, and that means it could possibly be in your hands sometime this summer, maybe at least by the end of the summer. I don't know. I'm not affiliated with the company, so I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing based off of what I hear and what I have read. But that's exciting news. That really is, because I want more Cops. And as soon as he can get these delivered, I don't know how much he has worked on the other Cops figures. I'm sure he must have worked on something. I'm sure there are reuse from this figure for the other figures. So I'm excited because once this guy gets delivered, maybe we'll get a pre-order for the next one, or next two, or next wave. Shoot, how many was that? Let's grab this thing again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are, let's turn upside down so you can see there are 6 figures right here. He is number 7. So maybe it would be a wave of 6. That would be kind of cool. A few $100 perhaps is my guess. I don't know. This guy was what, $30? 25, $30. Say it's $30. You get 6, that's 180. Actually, that's not too bad. So somewhere maybe a wave of figures less than 200. Not sure I could pull that off right this minute, but if we have plenty of time, I could do it. And I like Cops, and I'm excited to get these. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. What do you think of Marshal Sundown now that you've seen him, well, in the plastic, not really flesh, but in the plastic? What do you think? Throw your comments down below. I'd be interested to find out, and I know Chicken Fried Toys reads the comments here and there, so be nice. Now, I'm just kidding, say what you think, but they do like to hear feedback. Some of you don't think they do, but they really do, if it's good, constructive, honest feedback. And so, let me know what you think, and I'll pass some information on as well. Thank you for stopping by and watching. Oh, I knocked him over. Thank you for stopping by and watching. I will see you in the next one.